I like these comments I just recently got. I made a video called, "Is being out of touch with African American culture a part of white American culture?" I got one comment from, I guess it's Trinatrofa to mine, I can't pronounce it right. The comment says simply, quote, "Race is only 0.1% of your genes," end quote. And I like that, and I want to read this follow-up as well. Someone named Jemima Shekinah Shalom says, quote, "African American is only appropriate if people with European heritage are referred to as European American. Race was created by people who think they are superior to others. There is one human race." Okay, I think a lot of us could agree with parts of that. I responded and I said this, quote, "So true, yet society has made it a much bigger part of our identity," end quote. That's me quoting myself. I want to talk about all these comments. I think these are all relevant, and I think there's truth in all of this. I'll start with my own. I think there's a part of us that makes us feel nervous when I ask some of the questions I ask on this channel, when I even title some of the videos I do, because it almost feels like it's kind of racist if I ask certain questions or I admit to certain generalizations. Because we want, in our hearts, what do we want? We want to think, I don't see color, I just see people, right? But there's racism in there by default because we are ethnic people, all of us. We're all exotic to somebody else, right? We all have a culture that's built on top and interwoven into our ethnicity, whatever it is, right? So to deny that in itself has a racist leanings in it, because it's not fair to deny certain attributes, certain accomplishments. I mean, for example, okay, so for eight years we had an African American president. His mother was white, but his father was American. He was born here. He's African American. He's the first black president we've had. He was 2 years, and that's worth celebrating. Okay. I think of one of my friends when I first moved to Nashville. You can Google her name, Jadida Eisler. Okay. I met her here in Nashville. We were good friends. We went our own ways and both got married and all this stuff. But you know, you can look her up on TED Talks. She became the first female African American, is it astrophysicist? See, I'm not even smart enough to pronounce the right word. But anyway, big accomplishment. So proud that is my friend from years ago that went on to do that. You know, so to deny the fact that she's the first female African American, well, that's not fair to her, because that's a major accomplishment. She's the first. You know, if we were to say, "Oh, well, race doesn't matter, who cares, big deal, we shouldn't even acknowledge it." No, we should acknowledge it, because there's a cultural identity attached to our ethnicity. So here's how I feel. Here's how I see. As we look at race, whether it's arbitrary or not, as we look at race, there is racism. There is, I'm judging someone, I'm being negative towards someone, I'm mistreating someone, I'm limiting someone because of their ethnicity or race. That's the negative side of it. Here's the positive side of it. And this is what my channel is about. I say, hey, you know what? We are an ethnic kaleidoscope. Some of us, like me, are quite mixed, others not so much, but we can recognize that we're ethnically different, and we can recognize that by default, we've got our own built-in cultures that we can't quite understand until we get to know each other better, which is why, that's one of my favorite things about having this channel, is I get to explore those things. I get to explore parts of culture from other ethnicities and identities and races that I don't quite understand, and I get to explore those. So I think that is the opposite of racism. So we're acknowledging race, we're acknowledging culture, but instead of making it a negative thing, look at all these negative stereotypes or trying to hold someone back of it, I say, how can we make this a positive experience and celebrate this and not deny someone the culture that's built into their race or ethnicity? So I really like these comments, and I think they really altogether show how I see the world, and how, that's the ice maker, what I'm wanting to do with this channel. Okay, so I say, let's not detach one's cultural identity to the race. Let's celebrate that, embrace it, and ask questions so that we can understand each other better, so that we can celebrate the diversity and the ethnicity that we have here. That's what I'm all about, and that's what this channel is all about. And if you're here subscribing, watching my videos, there's a good chance that's what you're all about.